Sinabi ko po ito sa ating dating Pangulo. Ang hindi ko lang maintindihan kung bakit kinakailangan merong mapatay na more than 30,000 people upang mawala ang drugs na ito. Nawala ba ang drugs? Hindi. Nandun pa rin.
Yun, magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Welcome po sa Makapili TV. Nagbigay na rin po ng kanyang privilege speech itong si Congressman Abante. At talagang galit na galit siya sa mga nangyari at tinuturo nga po niya sa kaguluhan. Especially dun sa nangyaring war on drugs si Pangulong Duterte. Pinalalabas niya na ang naging marching order lang ng ating Pangulong Duterte is kill, kill, kill. Kumbaga doon lang sila nakapokus kung ano yung order, yung marching order ni Pangulong Duterte. Pero hindi nila binigyan ng pansin kung ano ba yung naging epekto. Diba? Kung ano ba yung sitwasyon ng Pilipinas bago maupo si Pangulong Duterte bilang presidente, yun po ay inaksyonan niya. Alam naman po natin na ang ating bansa noong mga panahon na yun ay talagang laganap po ang kriminalidad, ang mga illegal na droga. Yun po ay sinulusyonan ni Pangulong Duterte nung siya ay maupo. Kaya nga po diba nung unang persona niya, lahat ng mga congressman puring-puri sa kanya nung mga panahon na yun. Pero after ng kanyang administrasyon, biglang nagsilipat po itong mga to sa administrasyon ni Bongbong Marcos. At ngayon inuusig nila si Pangulong Duterte at nakikipag-collaborate po sa mga NPA sympathizer na palabasin po na masamang tao si Pangulong Duterte. Ito, panoorin po natin itong naging mensahe po ni Congressman Abante ng Maynila na si Pangulong Duterte ay masamang tao. So ito, panoorin po natin. Pero syempre, bagong lahat, kung hindi ka pa nakasubscribe sa Makapili TV, baka pwede naman pong pakipindot muna yung subscribe button at the same time, palike na rin ng video. Wala naman pong bayad yan, kaya pindot na. So ito, panoorin po natin itong speech ni Congressman Abante.
Na magagawa mo ang gusto mong gawin na hindi mo sinusunod ang saligang batas dahil nasa kapangyarihan ka. Nais kong sabihin, Mr. Speaker, na matatapos din ang mga bagay na yan at ikaw ay hatulan ng taong bayan. Ito pong House of Representatives ay ang bahay po ng taong bayan. Sapagkat tayong lahat ay inelect ng taong bayan upang tayo ay magbusisi ng lahat ng katiwalaang nangyayari sa ating pamahalaan. I consider this a divine blessing to be able to rise today as the chair of the House Committee on Human Rights and co-chair of the Quad Committee to share the initial findings and recommendations of our inquiry, particularly into the extrajudicial killings that occurred during the previous administration's war on drugs. Inuulit ko po, Mr. Speaker, kakampi ako ng dating administrasyon kapag pinag-uusapan po ang pag-alis ng droga sa ating bansa. Sinabi ko po ito sa ating dating Pangulo. Ang hindi ko lang maintindihan kung bakit kinakailangan merong mapatay na more than 30,000 people upang mawala ang drugs na ito. Nawala ba ang drugs? Hindi. Nandun pa rin, Mr. Speaker. Indeed, there is a season for everything and a time for every purpose under the heaven, as made clear by the Lord in chapter 3 of the book of Ecclesiastes. This is the most opportune time for the Joint Committee on Dangerous Drugs, Public Order and Safety, Public Accounts, and the Committee on Human Rights to present to you a progress report on our inquiry in aid of legislation. After 13 rigorous and thorough hearings of the so-called Quad Committee, we are confident that we have gathered substantial findings backed by competent evidence, to make the requisite recommendations to this legislative body and to the appropriate government agencies for appropriate and decisive action. There was systematic violation of human rights and blatant disregard of due process. The deep probe into the extrajudicial killings, or AGKs, that occurred during the administration of former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte's war on drugs yielded a far deeper tragedy into the lives of the Filipino people rather than the protection and preservation thereof that it was heralded to accomplish. The numbers, Mr. Speaker and my dear colleagues, speak the scary truth. According to data from the Philippine National Police from July 1, 2016 to June 30 of 2022, 7,640 individuals were killed in official police operations. Of these documented deaths, 7,173 were drug pushers, 440 were drug users that should have been rehabilitated, not killed, and only 21 were drug lords. Mr. Speaker, from as far back as May 15, 2024, when my committee started digging into the EJ case, we had been presented with multiple reports indicating that there had been massive nationwide drug-related killings within the period July 2016 to June 2022. The killings were classified either as police operations or perpetrated by unknown perpetrators, which is no different from the Sinaloa type of killings in Latin America, which were notorious at the time, the drug cartel in Latin America. The 2017 year-end accomplishment report of the Duterte administration highlighted as key accomplishments, my dear Speaker, the deaths of 3,967 drug personalities and 16,355 homicide cases under investigation as of 30 September 2017. The PNP reported that there was a total of 7,640 illegal drug suspects who died in police operations, 2,053 of which were recorded in the first 6 months of the Duterte presidency from July to December 2016. No less than the United Nations Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights noted that there were at least 8,663 drug-related killings as of February of 2019, while academic research, the HUS project of the Third World Studies, University of the Philippines, gathered around 5,348 recorded deaths. The Free Legal Assistance Group cited unassailable data in a Supreme Court and bank extended resolution that indicated that the Duterte administration's anti-drug war from July 1, 2016 to November 27, 2017 recorded a staggering total of 20,322 deaths, or a daily average of 39.46 deaths. Mr. Speaker and my dear colleagues, was the war on drugs truly aimed at dismantling the drug syndicates and put an end to this illegal and immoral trade? Or was it an out assault on the poor and vulnerable to cover up the former. Gusto ba talaga nitong durugin ang mga drug lords at ang illegal drug industry, o durugin lamang ang mga mahihirap upang pagtakpan ang mga may kinalaman o kaugnayan sa problemang ito? Clearly, the war on drugs, while touted as the formidable solution to the country's drug menace, had resulted in the systematic violations of our constitutional rights to life, human dignity, and due process. Ang sagradong buhay na tanging bigay ng poong may kapal ay hindi kailanman dapat pawiin ng sinuman. Ang sabi po ng Diyos, "Thou shalt not kill." But the war on drugs resonated a policy of kill, kill, kill. As the former president has always said, shoot them dead. The role of leadership in a culture of impunity. How did we get here? Paano ito nangyari? One cannot look at all the evidence and not come to this credible and undeniable conclusion that former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte's public pronouncements encouraged, facilitated, and normalized the killings and emboldened some of our policemen who are supposed to be the protectors of the people to carry out the same. His release of unverified narco lists further exacerbated the violence as individuals were targeted based on flawed, inconsistent, and malicious information. Isa sa mga biktima nito, si former Iloilo City Mayor Jed Patrick Mabilog. In 2014, then Mayor Mabilog was named as I quote, top 5 best and outstanding mayors in the world. In the 2014 World Mayor Awards, mula sa short list ng best mayors in the world na isama sa drug list ni Pangulong Duterte, nasira ang pangalan ni Mayor Mabilog. He was forced to relocate himself and his family to a foreign land, and he was threatened with death, all because of unverified, unreliable list. We discovered, Mr. Speaker and my dear colleagues, that the previous administration's war on drugs was fueled by a perverse reward system that incentivized extrajudicial killings under what we now know as the Davao model. Ano ang Davao model? Under this system, police officers were given monetary rewards for killing drug suspects, transforming the duty of law enforcement from a system driven by justice into a system driven by bounties. Testimonies from Police Lieutenant Colonel Jovi Espinido, Police Colonel Ruyima Garma, and other officials confirm the existence of this system. Malinaw ang testimonya nila sa lapit.
So yun po, mukhang nagtagumpay po talaga yung script na gustong mangyari nila Trillanes. Kasi yan yung pinalalabas si Trillanes nung bago pa magsimula yung itong hearing na to. Kung maalala nyo, di ba, sinabi na nga dun sa mga report, especially dun sa Net 25, na nakita nila si Trillanes na pumupunta sa mga opisina ng mga Quadcom chairman. So, mukhang nagtagumpay po talaga si Trillanes na mapalabas talaga yung gusto niyang mangyaring script tulad nga nung Davao model, yung reward system na hindi naman proven, 'no, hindi naman talaga nila napatotohanan kasi nagkakaroon ng ano, ng hindi naman sinasang-ayunan ng both party. Meron nagsasabing meron, meron nagsasabing wala. Pero wala naman silang matibay na ebidensya kung totoo talaga yung mga sinasabi nilang reward system tsaka yung Davao model. Pero anyway, since natapos na yung hearing na ginawa ng Quad Committee sa taon na 'to, hindi natin alam kung by next year is ipagpapatuloy pa nila yung hearing na 'to dahil sa mga pronouncement naman nila na hindi pa tapos yung kanilang pag-iimbestiga. Kumbaga ito year-end lang 'to, year-end report and recommendation na masampahan po ng kaso ang dating Pangulong Duterte at yung kanyang mga kasamahan nung nakarang administrasyon. So maraming maraming salamat sa panonood. Ingat po kayo lagi. God bless.